watching a PC Whiz Kid review. Today we're looking at the Plextor M8V SSD. Now this is a standard 2.5-inch SSD, 7mm in height. As you can see, I'm looking at the 256GB model. There are several different sizes, of course, that you can choose from. Beautiful aluminum brushed metallic finish on it all the way around, which is very nice. On the box, it's advertising the Toshiba 64-layer 3D NAND flash technology that it's using. Of course, it pairs up very nicely with a controller that I'm going to talk about in just a moment. Let's take a look at the SSD drive itself, a closer look. So it's got the standard holes there that you can fasten it inside of your laptop, MacBook, PC, Linux machine, whatever it is that you're trying to install this on. Once it's out of sight, you're not going to see it, unfortunately, but it's a beautiful thing to look at as it comes out of the box. Nothing out of the ordinary, like I said, other than the aluminum brushed finished look. And it's ultra lightweight, so keep that in mind. Standard SATA connectors, as you can see. And on the inside, we've got the SMI 2258 controller, right? Using also the Toshiba NAND flash technology that I mentioned a second ago, that 64-layer 3D NAND. And we pair that up also with some low-density PC error correcting technology, right? And ECC error correcting technology. And also, they have, Plextor, exclusive software applications to increase the performance and the endurance. So the Plex Turbo, for example, the Plex Nitro, we want to extend the lifespan of the SSD. You want to give it a boost when it's trying to do certain types of operations. So those are the types of things that you want a manufacturer, someone who's delivering a quality SSD to provide. And this software is really nice to have. On the performance side, there's some advertised readings here that they expect us to get. 560 megs on the read, sequential read, and 510 on the sequential write. So let's see if we can get that in my benchmarks coming up next. Now, looking here at some more specs, and again, you can pause the screen and look at this more in detail and slow as you wish. 3 years warranty, as you can see there. Plextor stands behind their product. And also, like I mentioned at the beginning, works on your favorite flavor of operating system. Just make sure that you have a motherboard that will utilize the full SATA 6 GB per second there. Okay, so that's the main thing. Make sure that you got a good motherboard. Now I have here from Gigabyte the Z or Z 270p D3 motherboard that I'm going to be installing that chip on. And guess what that chip is? It's an Intel Core i7 7700K running at 4.4 gigahertz, actually, very close to that. And you can see it right here in Windows 10. Got CPU Z open there. There's the motherboard, in case you're wondering. And of course, 16 gigs of premium fast memory there at those timings. So that gives you a good idea here of what we're working with when I installed the Plextor M8 VC in there. Okay, now running some benchmarks, we're going to start off with the Atto sequential read and write. So here on the results, I was quite impressed. Right off the bat, we're meeting what the advertised sequential reads are from Plextor, so very well done. Ran it on another test from Crystal Diskmark and also got very high results matching the advertised requirements. And on the performance test version 9, slightly different types of tests, but again very close to the advertised amount. So I was quite impressed, well-rounded. It gave me even some comparisons against other SSD drives. You can pause the screen again if you want to look at this more in detail. Very interesting how it beat all of those other SSDs, of course, except for the NVMe Samsung 950 at the top there, but that's expected. And when we did some additional tests here on the Ada 64 disk bench, the linear read is giving me a great result right there, as you can see, and the linear write and the random write gives you a good idea on how things operate when the cache fills up. You get a slightly lower average, and it dips down from 400 and change down to 280, somewhere around there. Now, an overall system test really gives you a good indication on how this works when I compared it to other machines. So my score here on PCMark 10 was 6,046. Take a close look there at the essentials and productivity. Those two tests are the SSD tests, basically. And those ones are the ones that the Plextor exceeded and basically made my score match another machine that was running the 8700 series of CPU and a faster graphics card. So you can see how having an SSD like the Plextor M8V gives you a boost to your machine. You don't have to have the latest and greatest CPU and graphics card necessarily to get the greatest results. So comment below. I'm going to add the latest pricing in the description. This is a very affordable entry model type of SSD that you could really get some great results from, and I definitely recommend it. And I'd like to thank Plextor for providing it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.